This is Robert Demers for Conman here at Kamikaze, and I'm here with the family of CME.
I'm Damian Wassel, I'm the father.
I'm Damian Wassel Jr., son.
I'm Adrian Wassel, the younger son.
Nathan Gooden, the cousin.
Now, you pitched to me just a few minutes ago, and I have to say I am sold on your books today. Now, can you please tell our audience a little bit about what you have to offer?
What we have to offer is hopefully graphic novels and comics done at a higher level than anyone else is doing it. We try to make sure that everything we write is researched well and written well and thought out well and edited to the point that it's written to a higher standard. And then our lead artist, Nathan Gooden, he does all the art in all of our books. Everything is done by hand. We don't use computers. The only thing we use computers for is formatting. And all of our books are done with either hand ink washes or hand painted panels all the way through the books.
Our philosophy as a company is to catch you with the art and keep you with the writing. So as beautiful as his paintings are, we try to make our writing just as sophisticated.
The two major books that you've pitched to me and I'm sold on is The Gifted and Deadeye. Can you please tell our audience a little bit about those books?
Yeah, I can run through The Gifted. So The Gifted is set in a post-apocalyptic world where Mother Nature is tired of what humanity's done to the earth. We've run it dry of all of its beauty, its resources, and its color. So she decides to take our gift, the gift of thought, and grant that to the animals. So they rise up against humans to take back the world, and that restorative power and consciousness is actually represented in color. Watercolor comes in and accompanies the ink wash, and slowly the animals struggle to bring color and beauty back to the world.
And as for Deadeye?
So Deadeye is a Western story. The first issue starts off as the origin story of our anti-hero Deadeye. Basically, as he pushes westward into the unknown, they encounter crazy monsters and awesome gunfights, and a whole sci-fi plot unfolds where these otherworldly voices are moving these characters around like pieces on a chessboard.
You showed me a look at a little bit in your books, and I have to say the art is amazing. It blew me away. The physicality of the painted works just blew me away. Please tell us a little bit about your process about painting the books.
We have a roundtable system where they beat me down with the stories, and they beat me over with everything that happens with it. And I usually like to sleep on it and just digest it all and really just let the story style come to me rather than force my style on the story. So each book has its own unique feel, its own color scheme, its own palette, its own brushwork techniques. So each has its own unique feel, and just I really think it really helps tell the other half of the story.
You've told me there are a lot of big things in store for your company and your books here. Can you tell our audience a little bit about what they can look forward into the future?
The first book, or the book that launched all of this or brought all this together, it's a 9-book children's illustrated adventure fantasy series called The Adventures of Professor Wallaby. We're in executive level talks with Sony Animation. We've been going back and forth with them for about 6 months now, tweaking our treatments, and we've been told that we finally found the film and the story, and there's a very good chance that Sony's going to turn it into a featured animated franchise. We were just about 6 weeks ago signed by William Morris. We gave them our IP catalog. They picked 9 of our titles, and we're working with them right now to package 9 of our titles as graphic novels, books, and all of them for the film and movie industry. We also just about 3 weeks ago signed a 15-month deal with Rich Johnson, who used to be a vice president of comics and distribution with DC Comics. He's now with Penguin and Random House, and we signed a 15-month deal for him to cultivate us and craft us and turn us into the next large publisher.
Do you guys find that being a family makes the company more tight-knit?
Absolutely. It also makes the creative process a lot better because we've kind of all grown up with each other, and I realize I'm a lot older, but I grew up with them just as much as they grew up with me. And even though they're my sons and my nephews, I always end up introducing them as my brothers. And we have been doing this together since they were little kids. A lot of it started when they were young kids. They would come to my house and spend the weekend, and I would tell them stories, and then That would be Friday night and Saturday night, and then the next weekend we would go further with those stories, and it just kept expanding. And I don't know when it was, sometime when they were like in the 10 to 12 range, they just looked at me one day and said, hey, you need to start a company with this. You need to turn it into a company so that when we get older we can all do this and have fun with this for the rest of our lives. And so being a family, we all know each other. We all bring a different aspect to the creative process, and when we sit down and we start kicking, it's almost like one mind comprised of 4 people, and the ideas just flow. It's like magic. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so being part of a family unit where we've all grown up together and we've already had all of the conflicts that you could have as a result of that, when it comes time to have a creative process, we all have a shared goal and a shared ambition and a shared respect for one another that you can only have when you've known someone this long. And it really makes it out to be a nice, pleasant process where we're trying to push this product in a way that makes it excellent without having any sort of creative conflict along the way.
Yeah, I think it really just facilitates the process in sort of unspoken ways. The instant an idea blooms and comes into creation and being, I'm thinking about a character and I'm like, oh, this character, he's gonna have 4 pistols for the gunfight, and that's gonna be so awesome. And by the time I'm going to talk to Nathan about how I'm visualizing the character, he has a sketch already done. He's like, oh, I did this guy, and he's got these 4 guns all over him, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even say that, but look how perfect it is already. And so it just makes everything fun and fast, and we don't sleep much and we work hard, but it's just been a blast. So yeah, I love the fact that it's all family.
The biggest notice I have of it is that during the creative process, egos get involved and everything like that, but because it's family, we fight, but no one cares. It's like you the next day you're just still in love with the guy. It's like, man, I love this guy to death. Who cares, man? Like, look, we're gonna get this thing done, and it's just great because I've worked with people that aren't family, and sometimes it just goes off on a really ego spin and you can't get anything done, so.
Well, that makes me wish I had cooler relatives. Well, thank you so very much for talking with us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the con, and best of luck for all your future endeavors and the big things that come.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Enjoy
Yeah,
the
thank
show.
you.
Thank you.